Hello everybody, how's it going? We're talking about two extremely popular fragrances, Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armaf versus Creed Aventus. All right, so Club de Nuit Intense Man is a dupe of Creed, and unfortunately I don't have either bottle in my collection currently, but it's all good. I've tested both the fragrances several times. Now, Club de Nuit Intense Man goes for around $35 last time I checked, but I would not be surprised if the price is pushing $45 for 100 ml. And in fact, the bottle looks just like this, except all black. All black. And with Creed Aventus, the lowest I've seen it for retail, I believe it was like $350, but it can go to $550. I've seen it at $1,000. But of course, go to discount sites. Get that stuff for a discounted rate because nobody wants to pay full retail. So I'll put links in the description so you can get them at discounted rates. Now, I am going to pick which one I believe is worth it based on price point proposition, scent, and longevity. And wrapped into all of that will also be compliment factor and ladies' reactions, because whether or not people believe it, that shit is important to most people, right? So Club de Nuit Intense Man it's a dupe, but it doesn't smell as natural as Creed Aventus with that fresh pineapple. I think Aventus wins in terms of smelling natural, right? It's a lovely, lovely scent. You know that it's something of high quality when you smell it. But with, I was gonna say Creed Aventus, no. With Club de Nuit Intense Man, the performance is killer. When I tested that scent every single time, 10 plus hours. No problem. The projection, 10 out of 10. Scent trail, 10 out of 10. The scent alone, I will say this, I honestly preferred it to Creed Aventus, and let me explain why. Okay? So Creed Aventus has this very interesting smoky vibe, a smoky element to the fragrance that actually is very attractive to the masculine nose. Usually when guys smell that, they're like, oh wow, I like how complex that is. You know, it makes it a little bit more unique so it doesn't smell too generic. But what I have noticed when I have tested Club de Nuit Intense Man and Creed Aventus is that the girls actually like that Club de Nuit Intense Man lacks that smoky vibe. Like, they like the simplicity of the fragrance. And if you've seen my video on Creed Aventus, the original, versus Aventus Cologne, more women loved the cologne and more men liked the original because the cologne was super, super simple. And guys were dogging on it saying, oh yeah, it's just super basic, not worth it. But the ladies loved it, right? So a similar situation here where in the dupe, on me, all I got was that synthetic fresh pineapple, but a musky dry down. When I tested Aventus, the fresh pineapple, really natural, great smelling, but it had some smokiness as it started to dry down, which was interesting, but it still didn't completely win me over, right? So when I was testing Club de Nuit Intense Man, fuck, the girls loved it. The girls really loved it. My scent trail was amazing. I was approached, asked what I was wearing, and just told that I smell fucking amazing. They're like, I had people's noses on my sweater, in my neck, just telling me that I smell fantastic. They're like, I love what you have on. It was just like heart eyes. You know what I mean? And another interesting thing is that the people that know me, whenever I've recommended fragrances to them to get for their friends, because they're like, hey, what can I get for this price, right? And I recommended Club de Nuit Intense Man, and my friends would come back to me saying that their friends are like, hey, tell your friend, which is me, that her recommendation was spot on. It's like girls are going nuts in the club. It's just pulling like no other. And I'm like, damn, this dupe is really showing through. It is really shining. And I mean, I got a lot of love for it because for $35 with performance over 10 hours, it's hard to beat. And the scent is really nice and it's mass appealing. And it's just a fragrance that every single time I've worn it around a girl, it's been met with nothing but love. Like a lot of love. Not, oh, I like that. It's, oh, I love that. So immediately off the bat, I'm like, shit, this thing is worth it. Even if you get it and you don't like it, at least you didn't burn $350. You burned $35, and it's not going to be that massive of a hole in your pocket. Now, With Creed Aventus, to me, this is how I feel is that, well, not how I feel. When I tested that fragrance, the multiple times I tested it, it would not pass 5 hours on my skin. On clothes, yeah, it lasted a little bit longer, but the scent faded really quick. Now, I am not familiar with the older batches and the fragrance before it got reformulated, because I really think every Creed Aventus I tried is a reformulated version. So I liked having it on me, but after 5 hours, like I was like, fuck, where did the smell go? You know, it was not pushing. It wasn't like, it was barely there anymore. And probably that's my skin chemistry. If it works amazing on you, rock the shit out of it, use it as your signature scent. But for me, it's hard to justify that price, even if it smells good, because it was not pushing past 5 hours. Now, with Club de Nuit Intense Man, like even just on skin, I was still getting 10 hours. When I sprayed it on my clothes, because I remember I was wearing a denim jacket, and I put that jacket like on a random chair, for the next 5 days, I still smelled Club de Nuit Intense Man just radiating off that jacket. And I was like, holy shit, this thing is lasting a long ass time. Now, to me, I think if you're interested in Creed, what it offers is the fact that, I know this might sound a bit materialistic, but it's, you know, it's high status. It's a big brand name. When people walk into your room and they see a Creed, they're like, holy shit, like I know that that's pricey. And it's just like, you know, it makes some people feel good when others walk in and they're like, oh yeah, like you have a Creed, like that's some serious business, right? But to me, what you have to remember is that fragrances are an invisible luxury. When you're walking out on the street, you're not carrying around your $500 bottle. Shit. Your $500 bottle or your $350 bottle. People are only smelling what you got on. They don't know the price tag of it. So to me, yeah, Creed is a nice flex when people actually visually see it, but when they're smelling it on you, it's hard to be like, oh yeah, they're rocking a $350 fragrance. And the thing that sucks is the fact that Aventus is like, I think Baccarat Rouge to me is still the #1 niche fragrance in terms of popularity. But the DNA has been copied so many times because everybody is trying to like rip off a piece of the success from the original. I think if you want the original, go for it. I understand not wanting to support a brand that is just ripping something off. You know, I get it, like the creativity, the morality behind it, owning a Creed, and having Aventus in your collection. But honestly, aside from the high status flex, it's hard for me to say that Creed Aventus is better all around than Club de Nuit Intense in terms of the three points that I mentioned in the beginning: the price point proposition, longevity, and the scent itself. You know, and to me, yes, I like the smokiness of it, but to be honest, I prefer it without it. I like the muskiness and that pineapple mix of Club de Nuit Intense Man better than the smoky pineapple that I was getting with Creed Aventus. Now, of course, this all comes down to what you want to wear, how you feel when you wear a fragrance. You know, if you wear Aventus, does it make you walk taller? Do you love that? Does it give you that confidence boost? If so, then hell yeah, go with that fragrance. But if you're just trying to appeal to the masses and wear something that's not going to break the bank, but is still going to get major compliments and dream-like ladies' reactions, then Club de Nuit Intense Man is a really solid bet. So to me, that's where my vote is going to go. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about it. And I did touch on it I mentioned this in a previous video, that with Creed Aventus, it gets a lot of love. It does get love from the ladies, but it gets more love from guys. It's like and let me just repeat that. It still gets love and compliments from women, but the love for the fragrance is disproportionately like smaller with the love for women than it is with how much guys love it. Did I say that correctly? Women love it, but men love it more than women. With Club de Nuit Intense Man, in fact, like when I've had guys around me that tested it, they didn't care too much about the fragrance until girls around them were like, oh my God, you smell good. And then they were like, oh yeah, this is my shit. Yeah, I love this. You know, like they didn't think it was all that until ladies started coming up to them and be like, fuck, you smell so good. What are you wearing? And then all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, this is my fragrance, blah, blah, blah. And now they love the shit out of it, you know? So their opinion changed like that instantly. But anyways, like I said, I will have both the discount site links in the description, and you can pick whichever one you want. Let me know which one you prefer. And if you have the older batch of Aventus, like I said, rock the shit out of it. And if it's a beast mode fragrance, I love that for you. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.